For decades, the United States has been the undisputed king of the skies. The F-15 Eagle, the F-16 Fighting Falcon, these aircraft became synonymous with American air superiority, setting the global standard not just for military aviation, but for aerospace technology as a whole. American fighter jets like the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II, backed by relentless innovation, cutting-edge technology, and invaluable combat experience, projected power worldwide, ensuring peace and stability, or at least that's how the narrative went. But now, a new challenger has emerged. That long-held dominance faces a serious challenge, a rapidly growing threat from China. Once reliant on outdated Soviet designs and reverse-engineered technology, China has rapidly transformed its air force, modernizing at an unprecedented pace, fielding advanced homegrown jets showcasing their engineering prowess, including stealth fighters like the J-20 Mighty Dragon. The PLAAF, the People's Liberation Army Air Force, and PLANAF, the People's Liberation Army Naval Air Force, now signal Beijing's ambition to project power far beyond its borders, challenging the established order. China's rise is fueled by its remarkable economic growth and strategic military planning, a long-term vision for global influence. The question is no longer if China will rival the US in the air, that much is clear, but how close it's come to achieving parity, and even surpassing American capabilities in certain areas. And what that means for global security, for international relations, and for the future of warfare. The technological race is heating up, intensifying the competition between these two superpowers, with both nations pushing the limits of what's possible, pushing the boundaries of aerospace engineering and weapon systems, investing billions in research and development. In this video, we'll explore the key aspects of this rivalry, the evolution of US and Chinese air power, tracing their development from their earliest days. We'll compare their latest fighters, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses, and examine the critical factors that are shaping this high-stakes rivalry, a competition with global implications. Let's dive into this fascinating and complex topic, the superpower showdown in the skies. China's military aviation story began, not with a roar, but with a whisper. It was a period of nascent ambition, where the seeds of a future aerospace power were just beginning to sprout. Initially, China's Air Force relied heavily on Soviet-supplied jets, a lifeline that provided the backbone of its early aerial capabilities. Aircraft like the MiG-15, a symbol of Soviet engineering prowess, became a staple in the Chinese fleet. These advanced fighters gave the PLAAF its first real taste of modern air combat, offering invaluable experience and insights into the world of jet-age warfare. However, this reliance on foreign technology meant that China was always a step behind the leading aviation powers, dependent on external sources for its military strength. Yet this dependence also inadvertently provided a crucial foundation for its own engineers, who meticulously studied and absorbed the intricacies of Soviet aircraft design. The abrupt Sino-Soviet split in the 1960s forced China to chart its own course, severing the flow of technology and expertise. This unexpected isolation sparked a national drive for self-reliance in military aviation, pushing China to develop its own indigenous capabilities. Early efforts were primarily focused on reverse engineering existing Soviet designs, a painstaking process of dismantling, analyzing, and replicating complex systems. This led to the creation of jets like the J-5, a Chinese copy of the MiG-17, marking an initial step in domestic production, and the J-7, a variant of the MiG-21, further demonstrating China's growing ability to adapt and reproduce foreign technology. However, progress was undeniably slow, significantly hampered by limited resources, a lack of advanced technical know-how, and the widespread social and economic disruptions caused by the Cultural Revolution, which diverted attention and resources away from technological development. Still, despite these challenges, these early projects were instrumental in building China's nascent industrial base, laying the groundwork for future expansion. More importantly, they nurtured a new generation of aerospace talent, individuals who would later become the driving force behind China's aviation advancements. The process of copying and modifying foreign jets, while not innovative in itself, taught invaluable lessons in aerodynamics, material science, and systems integration. This hands-on experience fueled a growing determination to catch up with the world's leading aviation powers, setting the stage for more ambitious projects. This formative era of learning, adaptation, and perseverance ultimately set the stage for China's later breakthroughs in aviation technology. From these humble beginnings, characterized by imitation and adaptation, China's aviation industry was slowly but surely being prepared and poised for a significant leap forward, ready to embrace innovation and design its own future. By the late 20th century, China shifted from copying to creating. The J-8 interceptor marked an early attempt at independent design, but real progress came with the Chengdu J-10. Entering service in the 2000s, the J-10 was a leap forward, modern, agile, and equipped with advanced avionics. Despite some foreign influences, it was a largely Chinese achievement. Engine development remained a challenge, with early J-10S using Russian power plants, but China pushed hard to develop its own WS-10 engine. Meanwhile, China license-built the Russian Su-27 as the J-11, then improved it with homegrown avionics and weapons. These programs accelerated China's modernization, closing the gap with Western air forces. The era of simple imitation was over. China was now a true aviation contender. The real breakthrough came with China's fifth-generation stealth fighters. The Chengdu J-20, first revealed in 2011, stunned the world. A large, stealthy jet designed for air superiority and long-range strike. Its rapid development reflected massive investment and a national push for technological parity. While the J-20's true capabilities remain debated, its operational status marks a milestone for the PLADAF. The Shenyang J-31, a smaller stealth fighter, is also in development, potentially for export or carrier use. These jets aren't just prototypes, they're central to China's future air combat plans. Their arrival signals China's intent to challenge U.S. air dominance, especially in the Western Pacific. As these stealth fighters mature, they'll force rivals to rethink their strategies. The global balance of air power is shifting. The United States has long set the gold standard in air power, thanks to decades of investment and real-world combat experience. Its fifth-generation fighters, the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II, represent the pinnacle of stealth, sensor fusion, and maneuverability. The F-22 excels in air dominance, while the F-35 brings multi-role versatility and advanced networking. America's edge isn't just in jets, but in a vast support ecosystem. Refueling tankers, AWACS, electronic warfare, and global satellite networks. U.S. pilots benefit from rigorous training and extensive combat deployments, giving them a crucial edge in tactics and adaptability. This combination of technology, infrastructure, and human capital has kept the U.S. ahead of any challenger, but the gap is narrowing. In today's rapidly evolving world, the balance of power in the skies is a subject of intense scrutiny. How do today's Chinese and American fighters, the spearheads of their respective air forces, stack up? Let's delve into a detailed comparison of their capabilities, examining key aspects from speed and agility to stealth technology and weapons systems. In speed and agility, which are crucial for air superiority, the F-22 Raptor and J-20 are both formidable, representing the pinnacle of aerial maneuverability. However, the J-20's engines remain a work in progress, potentially limiting its sustained high-speed performance compared to the F-22. Stealth is a key battleground, a critical factor in modern air combat. U.S. jets, particularly the F-22 and F-35, have proven mature stealth capabilities honed over decades of research and development. On the other hand, China's J-20 and the smaller J-31 are still being evaluated for true low observability, with ongoing efforts to refine their radar cross-section and signature management. Avionics and sensor fusion are U.S. strengths, providing pilots with unparalleled situational awareness. Specifically, the F-35's advanced radar, coupled with its sophisticated data integration capabilities, is setting the standard for modern combat aviation. However, China is catching up fast, investing heavily in advanced avionics and sensor technologies. They are equipping its latest jets with ESA radars and improved sensors, significantly enhancing their detection and tracking capabilities. Despite these advancements, seamless sensor fusion, the ability to integrate data from multiple sources into a coherent picture, remains a U.S. advantage. In weapons, the ability to strike first and accurately is paramount. Both sides field advanced missiles, representing the cutting edge of air-to-air combat technology. America's arsenal includes the AIM-120 AMRAAM and the venerable Sidewinder, while China counters with the PL-15 and other long-range threats, designed to engage targets at extended distances. the J-20's internal weapons bays help preserve stealth, minimizing its radar signature when carrying a full complement of missiles. This design choice is mirroring U.S. design philosophy, seen in aircraft like the F-22 and F-35. However, the race isn't just about planes, it's about the entire ecosystem of air combat. It's about the entire kill chain, from initial detection through precise targeting and culminating in successful engagement. Both nations are pushing the envelope, constantly innovating and developing new technologies to gain an edge. Despite China's rapid progress, the U.S. still leads in operational integration, seamlessly combining its air assets with other branches of the military. But the contest is closer than ever, and the future of air dominance remains uncertain. Technology matters, but pilots win battles. U.S. aviators undergo intense, realistic training and have decades of combat experience in diverse theaters. Exercises like Red Flag and advanced simulators hone their skills and adaptability. China is reforming its pilot training, moving away from rigid Soviet-era methods to more realistic, complex exercises. Chinese pilots are flying more hours and participating in international drills, but lack real combat experience. The PLADAF hasn't fought a major air war in decades, leaving a gap that training alone can't close. Building a cadre of seasoned combat pilots takes time and hard-earned lessons. For now, the U.S. retains a significant edge in the human factor. Both nations face major hurdles in the race for air superiority. China's biggest challenge is jet engines. Its domestic models still lag in power and reliability, limiting performance. Mass-producing stealth fighters with consistent quality is another steep climb, requiring advanced manufacturing and integration. The U.S. faces soaring costs and sustainment issues, especially with the F-35 program straining budgets and supply chains. Maintaining a skilled workforce and adapting to rapid technological change are ongoing battles for both sides. Cybersecurity threats and intellectual property theft add new layers of complexity. Recruiting and retaining top pilots and engineers is a shared struggle. The race is relentless, and the stakes are only rising. The U.S.-China air power rivalry is reshaping global security. In the Indo-Pacific, China's rise is shifting military balances and fueling a regional arms race. U.S. allies are investing in advanced jets and air defenses to keep pace. The spread of Chinese fighter tech could alter power dynamics far beyond Asia. The contest now includes AI, cyber warfare, and space assets. Future air combat will be more complex than ever. Both nations are already developing sixth-generation fighters, aiming for even greater stealth, autonomy, and networked warfare. While China is catching up fast, the U.S. still holds key advantages in experience and global reach. But in this high-stakes race, complacency isn't an option. Constant innovation is the only way to stay ahead.